Hi, I'm Marlon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you've been watching my channel, welcome back. This is an Andalusian Bull 4-string cigar box kit that I got from MGB. Notice it's got antique brass tuners. It's got a 25.5 inch maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. And it has a hot tuna humbucker. And also has a coil splitter. What's cool is look how thin that body is. That's one of the thinnest bodies I've ever seen on a cigar box guitar. I made a video demonstrating how I built this kit. And at the end I'll demonstrate how it sounds, so keep watching. The first steps with this kit obviously is to remove these screws. So you can actually open the box up. Of course, I kind of inspect the box to kind of see what we've got right here. Also make sure that the box is intact. I like to test fit the tuners to make sure they fit in the holes properly, and also see where they're going to align at. The bushings I install using a 10mm socket wrench. I then use a 6-inch ruler to make sure that the tuners are lined up and straight. I use a 1/16 inch drill bit to make holes for the retaining screws. The retaining screws were then screwed into place. The frets were polished using some steel wool. I always like to check the wiring harness, the screwdriver and amplifier, to make sure the electronics work properly before I install. 1/16 inch drill bit was used to make holes for mounting the pickup. The pickup was secured with 4 screws. The output jack was installed on a jack plate. The output jack was then screwed into place. The tone and the volume pots were installed. It's a good time to recheck the wiring harness to make sure that nothing got knocked loose when setting things up. The pilot holes were drilled out using a 1/16 inch drill bit. The bridge was secured in place with 4 screws. When it comes time to string the guitar, I may have to put a shim underneath it. It's hard to tell, but I will have to see what happens when it comes time to string it. Now is a good time to reinstall the retaining screws. Use a 1/16 inch drill bit to make a hole for the strap button in the rear. Also the strap button on front. The strap buttons were then screwed into place. Now it's time to connect the neck to the body using these parts here.
11mm socket wrench was used to tighten the bolt to fasten the neck to the body, and this is what it looks like.
The cover plate was screwed into place with 4 screws. The holes were pre-drilled. The tone and volume knobs were installed using an Allen wrench. Now it's time to string the guitar. Something that's interesting to notice is it looks like there's a 0 fret, and that's not a nut but actually something to keep the strings in line. The guitar has been strung. Now I just need to adjust the string height and set the intonation. This is what the finished guitar looks like. I've tuned it up. I have it tuned to a G, D, G, B tuning. Just standard tuning for guitar box guitars. Let me demonstrate how this sounds acoustically. Not very loud. Let me turn on the amplifier now and let's see how it sounds. Now I mentioned it has a coil splitter. Let's see how it sounds with a coil splitter. Not as loud as a humbucker. And you're probably saying to yourself, okay, I've seen you do that before, but can it do anything else? Well, glad you asked me that question. Let's see what happens when I put a little distortion on this using my Morley effects pedal. But, okay, I've seen you do that before, but is there anything else? Well, let's see what happens with a wah-wah pedal. So, hopefully from this video, I've shown you how you can build one of these MGB cigar box kits, but also some of the experimental options that you can do with one of these cigar box kits. From the standpoint that you can actually plug it into a standard distortion pedal, or an effects pedal, or even a wah-wah pedal, you get some interesting effects. So please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.